Hello everyone, Fel Arias here, and welcome back to another Epic the Musical video. Today we are going over the Vengeance Saga, which there are 5 songs in this saga, and I only have major problems with one of them. So, hopefully this video won't be as, uh, upsetting as the last video, or the videos before it. But yeah, we are going to start out with I'm Not Sorry for Loving You by Clover. And for those of you who might be a little sensitive to topics such as this, um, go ahead and fast forward past this part. I completely understand this song is not for everyone, especially people who don't know the full context or who do know the full context and have been in relationships like this before. And completely understand. So let's get started.
Someone arrived today. They said they're taking you away, that you're not mine to save, and soon I won't get to see your
Absolutely
face.
love
So
the
I
hair,
came
the
by to say,
braids,
you're
the
unlike
silhouettes.
anyone I have ever known, 'cause you're
I really
all
like the
I've
way
ever
Clover
known.
does body shapes,
And if I
hair,
pushed
like
you,
eyes.
or if
They've
I
definitely got
came
a
on too
very unique
strong, or
style
if
that
I
stands out.
embarrassed you,
I
for
think it's really
that I'll
pretty.
say I was wrong. And if you hate me, then I am sorry, my love's too much for you. But I'm not sorry for loving you. I'm not sorry for loving you.
Just gonna come in here. For those of you who don't know the context behind this song, Calypso's basically been harassing and abusing Odysseus, depending on how much you want to read into Epic the Musical. That includes SA. Um, so she's not really the greatest person. And this song comes out very, very much like an abuser song, where they are trying to make their victim feel guilty and to guilt them into staying with them and for blaming them for the abuser's actions. Like they're blaming the victims for their own actions. So that's how this song really comes across to me personally. It's one of the reasons why it's the song I picked for an animatic that I'm doing for Has Been Hotel. You can see a preview of it up on my channel now. It's a um, it's a static silence video. For those of you who know, you know. But yeah, it's just sad that it has such a beautiful melody and everything, and it really does try to get across that Calypso is empathetic and wants people to sympathize with her. But when we think about everything she's done, it makes it very difficult, especially when in the actual stories, she's a lot older than 100. So when it gets to the part where she's talking about how she's been cast away on this island for 100 years and stuff, it's like, did Jorge mean for her to be blatantly lying? Or is that just her canon in Epic? Because again, this is not based on Percy Jackson's Calypso. This is based, loosely based on the Odyssey's Calypso. So for those of you saying, "Oh no, Calypso was like this, she was cursed and everything," that's not in the actual Odyssey. That is another fictional series that took inspiration from the Odyssey. And as far as I know, again, with the degrees of separation, hopefully, at least I'm interpreting it that Epic is only based and inspired by the Odyssey and not any side fictions that were inspired by the Odyssey due to how many degrees of separation we get at that point and how muddled the stories get. And if we don't know exactly where they're getting their referencing from, then it really makes the storytelling difficult and a bit more convoluted.
I'm not sorry for loving you. I'm not sorry for loving you. Calypso. Let me speak.
Like, even interrupting him to say, "Let me speak," when she's been speaking this entire time. And Odysseus is like, "Okay, I'll let you speak," which is it's nice of him to do, but with everything he's been through and everything she's put him through.
I spent my whole life here, was cast away when I was young, alone for 100 years. I had no friends but the sky and sun, so I
Again, not Calypso's actual story. We we don't really get Calypso's history or anything about Calypso in Epic the Musical other than the song, and again, if Epic the Musical is inspired by the Odyssey, then where did all of this come from? Like, there's not even a hint or anything about shit like this in the actual story. Because Calypso is old. She was in the War with the Giants, I believe, or something? I don't know the full details. If you want the full details, go to Madden Books' videos. She knows all the dirt on all the Greek stuff. So I try to have her stuff linked in the description of my videos for those of you who are more curious about the academics and comparisons between Epic and the actual Odyssey. But it's just I again, this is more of a this is what the artists are stuck with for the animatic. So,
you washed ashore.
they're doing what they
I
can with
thought
it.
for sure that you were my dream come true. I thought I knew. So if I pushed you, or if I came on too strong, or if I ambushed you, for that I'll say I was wrong. And if you hate me, then I am sorry. My love's too much for you.
Immediately putting the blame on Odysseus. It's like, "I'm sorry that my love's too much for you. This is a you problem. It's not a me problem, it's a you problem." And again, this is a really good song. It's just the context is so bad. There are so many really amazing songs in Epic where the context of the songs is terrible. Like the song Hold Them Down, which we will get to in the Ithaca saga. It's it's got such a good rhythm and beat and a very catchy, like, chorus and everything, but then we get to the actual what the lyrics are, and it's pretty fucked up. Same with this song.
But I'm not sorry for loving you. 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 I'm not sorry. I'm angry and tired and restless and sad. I'm stuck in the moments I swore that we had. I wish you would chase me or try to embrace me for once. I wish you would lie and say.
This is the part that I agree with a lot of people. Odysseus should not have said anything, in my personal opinion, because this is just adding like, stoking the fire in a way. But again, like, he's been abused for 7 years at this point. So it wouldn't surprise me if he did end up having some feelings for Calypso, just out of necessity for survival and sanity. But again, he definitely is not very sane for most of those last little while. Um, he's not in a good spot. And for him to even think about telling Calypso that he loves her is absolutely bonkers.
Love you. You do? But not in the way that you want me to. I hate that I fell in love with you. Hate that I fell in love with you. Why did I fall in love with you? Why did
That's
I
not
fall in love
love.
with you? What do I do with this love for you? What do I do with this love for you? How am I supposed to get over you? How am I
Just all these lovely emotions that Clover gives
supposed
us.
to get over you? Why in the world won't you love me too?
And I love the pinks and everything. It really goes along with how Calypso is implying that this is all love. When, again, it's not love when you're forcing someone to stay with you. That's not love. Hate to break it to y'all out there. That's just abuse if you are forcing them to stay with you. It's imprisonment, and it's not healthy to do for either person. So the next song is by Zieru, I believe Zieru,
600
and it's Dangerous. And this has got to be one of my top 5 songs because I sing it all the damn time. Absolutely love this song, and Zieru does an absolutely outstanding job in their animation. Like, right now, we just, like, see Odysseus here, but when Hermes and stuff comes in, oh man, this is a top tier animation for Epic the Musical.
men, 600 deaths under my command, 'cause I had one goal in mind.
Yep, and all the places the men usually would chime in, they're not there anymore because they're all dead. I do wanna highlight because I am going to be geeking out, Zieru does have a very good grasp on perspective, foreshortening, anatomy, hands, just all of it. It's gorgeous.
No fleet, no band, only this raft that I made by hand. How will I reach my homeland?
All you have to do is not open this bag.
Hermes?
Hello, old friend.
So you're the one who
look at
taught
that
to
transition.
Calypso. Why are you here?
You're being given a final option. Consider this your one last chance to make it back home and abandon caution. Wash it away.
Smear
like the blood
frames
your
are
hands
so
have
good.
known. I know if you dance with fate, then I know you'll enhance your state.
If your plan's so great, then why'd you wait to say it?
Like, I really hope I'm pronouncing their name right. I apologize if I'm not. I, uh, but they do such an amazing job, and there are so many frames in each second of this animation compared to a lot of other animations and animatics and rough animations we've been watching. Because it's a lot smoother. Again, with the smear frames, there's a lot more movement in general in this animation than in a lot of the others, which is one of the reasons why I picked this one.
Well, it's a little bit dangerous, my friend. You need
And
a
then we get the
mindset
synth
change
wave
for this. You cannot get away with playing safe
with the
for
color
this.
change
You
and
wanna
everything.
get home, put it all on the line and put your whole brain in it. Remember every trick in your domain for this. You gotta treat it like it is the main event. You wanna get home, put it all on the line. Be dangerous.
And again, they're not shying away from doing like full body positioning and poses and gestures and such. It really reminds me like of Neil's animatics in a way, just with how, because it's not fully refined. Like we can still see a sketchiness behind this. This is still very much like in between the storyboard and animation stage. But it's done in such a good job, and there's so much behind this that this does seem higher tier. And you can tell they put a lot of time and effort into this animation.
All right, I'm in. What do I do?
First up, uncharted waters. When lost, look towards the sky. Follow the North Star, no matter how far you think you're going. You keep on rolling.
And again, a lot of people apparently have mentioned that if he followed the North Star, that might get him lost again because of the direction Ithaca is from Calypso's island, supposedly. There's Epic doesn't really keep a good track of math, like directions and distances and stuff, but neither does the actual Odyssey, I guess. So it's just a little amusing. It's definitely one of the biggest stories of man got lost and refused to ask for directions. But also nobody really sailed at night. They didn't try to go a specific way at night because night's dangerous and scary and stuff like that. But I mean, Odysseus has been through enough at this point. He's like, just fuck it. Let's do it. Do it. We'll do whatever it takes.
When strangers look around the aisle, when danger greets
Oh,
you
and this
with a
scene right here.
smile, fight your way through, do what you must do, but no matter what, keep moving. It's gonna be dangerous.
Beautiful.
My friend, you need a mindset change for this. You cannot get away with playing safe for this. You wanna get home, put it all on the line and put your whole bread in it. Remember every trick in your domain for this. You gotta treat it like
Going
it's
throughout
the main
everything
event.
he's
You
done.
wanna get home, put it all on the line, be dangerous, and lastly the win back.
Again, this is one thing that a lot of people say could have changed to make it so 600 strike doesn't need to happen. If Hermes had not given Odysseus the wind bag, but instead had given him the shawl that the water nymph gives him in the actual story, so it would prevent him from like drowning or something like that, that it would make far more sense. Because I'm pretty sure Poseidon would be kind of pissed off if his storm got bagged up a second time. No matter what was going on, no matter the excuse. Also, it just seems like one of the worst MacGuffins sort of thing. Like the wind bag, when it first started, it made, with how Epic is done, the wind bag at the beginning made sense for the direction Epic wanted to take everything. The wind bag at this moment is definitely one of those items where it's like, oh, so he's definitely going to end up opening this again, isn't he? Like, we already know he's going to end up doing that. The question is what's he going to do after that? Because Odysseus does get home in the story. And needless to say, it's, god damn it. I hate. We're not at the song yet. Everything's fine. But yeah, I really, really hope that when this is out of a concept album, that they maybe refine the story a bit and maybe change this element to something that makes more sense or something that would be maybe different instead of reusing the same magical item just for two times.
We went through so much to get this.
We have no idea how much they went through to get this. We're just told that they did, but how? Why? That wasn't part of what Athena fought for. Again, why is this song so good, but it leaves me questioning so much?
Keep this bag closed if you wanna get home, sir.
You won't get another time to try.
The raging storm inside won't let you get
It
closer.
was meant to stop you by design.
Cause no mortal can pass Poseidon's storm. Open this bag and you'll never make it home. You'll never make it home. Don't you know that danger
The
is
resolution that Odysseus has at this moment, and the flashes of everything he's been through.
To get home, put it all on the line. I'm gonna use ruthlessness, every trick, every skill put to use for this. I plan to put an end to all the foolishness. I have to get home, put it all on the line, or be dangerous. Hermes, thank you. Don't thank me, friend. I'm not the one who fought for you.
I absolutely adore this pose. Again, Zero's amazing at hands, like throughout this entire animatic. There are so many instances of different hand positions and perspectives, and all of them look really, really good. Again, hands are really hard, really difficult. And the fact that they put so much into just the motions of the bodies, the hands, the fingers, all of this different stuff. It's stunning in my personal opinion. I also do really just love this Hermes design. I really wish we got more Hermes in Epic the Musical. We really should have gotten more Hermes, because Hermes is so much fun. But I also enjoy, again, whenever Odysseus tries to thank Hermes, Hermes is like, "Oh no, I'm not the one who actually did anything. Don't thank me. But good luck. It's all up to you now, buddy."
Then who? Good luck. Well, it's a little bit dangerous, my friend. You need a mindset change for this.
Then we get this lovely, like, splash picture.
You wanna get home, put it all on the line.
Okay, now we have Charybdis by Virus AP. So this is the same person who did the Love in Paradise video that is on my playlist. So we got really beefy short King Odysseus. Now, another thing I don't mind about Epic the Musical is turning Charybdis into an actual monster, because I don't really have a preference on that. I know Charybdis is just supposed to be a whirlpool and such, but this is one of those spots where if you make it a monster, it doesn't really impact all that much. It just means Charybdis can move. And that's if it wants to, or if Poseidon tells it to, or something. Just puts a little extra little thing for people to animate. Now, granted, this isn't entirely a necessary song. This song could have probably been cut and give us another song in the Underworld Saga. I'm still mad that we don't get more songs in the Underworld Saga. In the end, this is an incredibly long concept album, but it's so good. Like, a lot of really amazing albums are incredibly long when it comes down to it. Like, just think about the Lord of the Rings trilogy and putting all of those soundtracks together. Very long. And there are so many different amazing designs per Charybdis. Again, monster designs. If you want to see some cool ones, look up people's Scylla videos, look up people's suffering and different beast videos, look up Polyphemus and Survive. Not only that, but also Charybdis. Trying to think if there are any other, I mean, done for, but those monsters aren't really on screen for very long at all. And they're just Pokemon battle monsters. I'm trying to figure out if there are any other huge monsters they end up fighting. And I don't believe so.
You must be who Hermes mentioned. A monster here to block my way. I'd like to hurry up and end this. So if you don't have much to say, then oh, bring it on. I'm not dying here, I'm still fighting here. I'm holding on till I see it through, till I've beaten you.
And I just find it interesting that he's abandoned his raft because he knows he's not going to be able to keep it from going into Charybdis's mouth. And he knows if he goes down with it that he'll likely drown. So he gets to higher ground, which just happens to be one of Charybdis's tentacles. Which, who knows if Charybdis actually has much sensation in those, but a lot of creatures that have tentacles like that are usually, their tentacles are usually very sensitive. So I have a feeling Charybdis would notice Odysseus was on there instead of how how Odysseus is like able to sit on it like a tree. Imagine how slippery that would be. It's just amusing. I also enjoy the little blue highlights we have for Charybdis's eyes underneath the water. Just the comparison between the raft and Charybdis's mouth is massive. How is the raft going to get past those teeth, though, is the question. Because it looks like they're too high for the raft to actually get between them. But
I already know your tactics. When you swallow, you attack with whirlpools that attract prey. But I see a disadvantage, cause I don't.
and just watching him figure it out and Odysseus actually being a smart boy like he is, figuring stuff out. Oh, we need so much more of that in Epic the Musical. More of Odysseus figuring shit out. Ah.
Even have to kill you, I just have to avoid you. See if you don't spit it out soon, all that water will destroy.
And we get another super anime look of how demented and crazy Odysseus is from being out on the sea for who knows how long alone, isolated after being on an island for 7 years against his will with someone who would constantly harass him. It's no surprise that his mind might be a little broken. Like, not just from the Trojan War, not just from throwing a baby off a wall, not just from Polyphemus, not just like Odysseus has been through a lot of shit. Again, most of it again is his fault, but if he didn't make those mistakes, we wouldn't have the story. So he kind of had to make those mistakes for us to get to this point. Kind of how heroes' stories go. If they didn't make mistakes, then they wouldn't have anything to overcome in a way.
You, oh, bring it on.
And just him wrestling the end of the tentacle. Oh, Odysseus. Just everything is gray to the point where just very little highlights along his cheek and his iris are almost glowing due to the contrast.
I'm holding on till I'm in the clear, till I'm out of here.
Again, just that cocky little smirk.
There, I see it, the island I've been searching for.
Do you think that Charybdis was this close to Ithaca? That not only Charybdis was here, but just in case Poseidon was also waiting, it really does feel like there should be a song or something between Charybdis and Odysseus spotting the island. I kind of like what Neil does because when we get to Neil Illustrator's video after this one for Get in the Water, she actually takes the ending of Charybdis and puts it at the start of Get in the Water, which makes so much more sense.
Home, I've reached it.
Just
My wife and
crying
son are
and
past
shocked.
Holding on, I am almost there. My love, don't be scared. Hold on, I am on my way. I'll be there today. Penelope. What? No!
I just love the little Poseidon and the Charybdis. Dad is proud of you. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful animation. Now, again, we're going to Neil Illustrator's Get in the Water.
There.
Again, like with everything Neil does, she just goes so hard with all of her stuff. It's outstanding. Even if I don't find her Odysseus all that sexy, I still find like this it's amazing. From the backgrounds, the character design, the consistency, it's definitely the work of a pro.
I see it, the island I've been searching for. Home, I've reached it. My wife and son are past
And then we just get the little hint.
Holding on, I am almost there. My love, don't be scared. Hold on, I am on my way. I'll be there today.
We got a statue of Athena in the background. Now there's something I can't believe, but apparently there are people on Reddit that say Neil Illustrator seems racist for some reason, and their reasoning is that their characters don't look Greek enough. They do realize this is a cartoon, right? Like, do they want over exaggerated features to the point where it looks offensive or something? I just don't understand like what they're looking for other than the fact that they probably are just butthurt over the fact that they can't do what Neil can do. That's my best guess.
What? No!
so terrifying. Neil makes horses terrifying.
I've been waiting for this
Just the
moment,
shipwrecks.
for the perfect time to strike. When you're home so close and you've reached your coast, that's when our paths
The
collide.
bodies in the water.
I've got a reputation, I've got a name to uphold, so I can't go letting you walk, or else the world forgets I'm cold. Now get in the water.
I think I might actually like this song possibly more than Ruthlessness. But I think it's because of how unhinged Poseidon is in it.
Get in the water.
And how just tired of Odysseus' shit he
so
is.
high, all of Ithaca will die. Get in the water. Wait. Get in the
Just
water.
the hair everywhere.
Stop this, please. I'll make tidal waves so profound, both your wife and your son will drown. No! Get in the water!
Now remember, this is how powerful Poseidon is. He could literally sink Ithaca if he wanted to. He could kill everyone on Ithaca if he wanted to. It wouldn't even cost him a wink of whatever sleep gods get. Because again, humans, mortals, are like ants. So it's not really surprising that Poseidon is this powerful. Which is why the next song makes no fucking sense.
Get in the water! Don't mistake my threats for bluff. You have lived more than enough. Get in the water!
All the extra
Get in
frames,
the water!
the action scenes,
I'll take your son and guilty.
just making the 3 masked Poseidon. I really, really hope that Neil does something with these iterations of, like, creatures created by Poseidon. Like, maybe when it comes to the 600 strike, Odysseus isn't actually fighting Poseidon, maybe, in Neil's, whenever it may or may not come out. I'm really hopeful. Neil, please save the narrative, please. I mean, Duvet Box does a really good job with what is given, but it's just the idea of Poseidon being so weak that a mortal could torture him blows my mind. And not in a good way. But just the trident here, the setup. I think this might be what Neil is leading into, is that the creature Poseidon, I mean, the creature Odysseus thinks is Poseidon that he fights in 600 Strike might not actually be Poseidon. It might be more of a test or something. I hope. Again, these are just guesses based on all the animatics of Neil's I've watched thus far. And again, hoping that that it's not
That is unless you choose to die. Get in the water! Aren't you tired, Poseidon? It's been 10 years. How long will this go? We're both.
just this expression of hurt and exhaustion and how tired he is. Like, for a god, Poseidon looks so exhausted, worn down. It's like he hasn't been partying the past 10 years and just having fun like he does in the actual book. He's been literally waiting in the waters of Ithaca without taking proper care of himself. I mean, he hasn't even brushed his hair. Look at all those shipwrecks still there. Can you imagine how many corpses are bloated and rotting away in his hair right now? Ew. My dude. Self-care. It's important.
Both hurting from losses, so why not leave this here and just go home? I can't.
Just showing them both as like family men, people that just care about their families, even though pretty sure Poseidon doesn't actually give a shit about Polyphemus. It was just more of a, oh, you hurt my son, and I can't let that stand, so fuck you. But in Epic the Musical, a lot of it does seem to hint that Poseidon actually does care about his children quite a bit. And we learn that throughout the animatics and such, more so than the songs, because the way Poseidon actually says, like, oh, what was it? When he talks about how Odysseus did not kill Polyphemus, and he's like, "Oh no," and, like, he doesn't actually seem broken up about the fact that Polyphemus was even hurt in tone. But again, Epic seems to have some tonal issues in some areas.
Maybe you could learn to forgive. No.
Single eyes.
Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Die!
Just that quick flash of Polyphemus and his ah. And I will say Neil also does cut out the last bit of "Get in the water," and I'm not upset by that. Because that part is also incredibly unbelievable. Because, somehow, this story wants you to believe that all 600 of Odysseus's men who died because of him, because he blinded Polyphemus and they were killed by Poseidon, Poseidon wrecked them. And then the other ones that were killed by Zeus, and the ones that were killed by Scylla, the last bit of "Get in the water" wants me to somehow believe that those 600 men ascend from the underworld, revive Odysseus, and give him basically the powers of a god? It just makes my head hurt. Because I'm pretty sure those 600 men would 1000% say fuck you to Odysseus at that point. At the very least, the 43 left under his command that died with Scylla and Thunderbringer. At least those 43 would be like, fuck you, we ain't doing this. Like, the only ones I could see possibly helping him out are the ones that were killed in Polyphemus's cave. Because that was just a shitty-ass situation, and Odysseus did what he could and everything, and it was battle, and so they died in battle, etc. It's just insane. Mortals don't have this kind of power. There is nothing that leads us to the point where the dead could use their spiritual energy to empower another mortal to the point they can fist fight a god. Absolutely no sense does it make. None. Not only that, but in the original animation, the windbag was used as a goddamn jetpack. I wish I were fucking joking, but no. It was used as a jetpack literally strapped to Odysseus's back. How he was controlling the wind so accurately, I have no idea. Again, this is like the 3 to 20 steps too far into the sauce 600 Strikes goes. To the point where it is just a 600 Strike is its own jerk-off session. If that makes sense. That has absolutely no purpose and really does not fit at this point in the story or any point at this in this specific story at all. The thing behind it is the fact that that's not even the climax of the story. Like, there definitely needed to be some separation between the anime dreams of wanting a one-on-one Super Saiyan last shonen like last fight with a one-on-one supervillain sort of shit. And so they forced it with Poseidon and Odysseus. And again, it makes no sense. It really seems like Jorge had absolutely no idea what else to do, so he was like, let's just do this. Like, it really bothers me so much. Because the actual climax of the story is right after this, in the Ithaca saga, where the real climax is. And having 600 Strike in this super awesome battle where Odysseus fights a god, of course he's going to be able to handle 108 or so suitors after that. He fought a god, and not just a god, one of the 3 big bads. I say big bads, but you know, one of the 3 like top tier male gods. Wasn't even a minor god, it was Poseidon. So it really ends up hurting the rest of the story by doing 600 Strike the way it's done. Still, it is part of Epic the Musical, and we are going through Epic the Musical, so we are going to go to 600 Strike next with Duvet Box. Now, Duvet Box does it in a way that actually makes sense to me. Like, it makes sense to me if we indeed have it that Odysseus and Poseidon fight. And that maybe, oh hey, Poseidon isn't as powerful as a person that can conjure a storm and drown an island without, like, batting an eye. Again, we've seen throughout Epic the Musical, we've seen the power of the gods. We've seen how powerful they are. Ain't no mortal, windbag or not, going to stand a chance. But if we are going from the idea that, oh hey, maybe the gods are just incredibly powerful, skilled creatures instead of gods. Maybe they aren't all insanely powerful like we've seen throughout the entire rest of the series. Maybe they can be still so insane to even think about. Anyway, Duvet Box does an amazing job for what Epic gives them for 600 strike. Because thank God it is not a windbag jetpack. Thank holy fuck, it is not a windbag jetpack. Ugh. But yeah, got all these patrons and everything for Neil Illustrator. Again, my problems with the song and the story are not a reflection on the animators. They are doing what they can with what they are given, or what is available, I should say. And the fact that Dwaybox says fuck it to the 600 men shit, absolutely love that. It's just straight up Odysseus being a badass. Which, if you're gonna do that, just let Odysseus be a badass, because it doesn't make fucking sense anyway. And the thing is Duveybox is also one of the few people that shows us, oh hey, this is how Odysseus figures out what can hurt Poseidon. Again, it makes no sense that anyone but the god would be able to hold their own weapon. Because Poseidon can just, like, summon it back. It probably has so much power in it, a mortal touching it would instantly turn to dust or something. But, again, this is Epic the Musical, and 600 Strike makes no sense, so let's just enjoy it for what it is.
You seem to get it. I can't afford to die, 'cause I will get back to my
I love
son.
Duveybox's Odysseus.
To my wife!
Because since this is going to be an anime one-on-one fight, Duveybox takes full advantage of that. We are past the complaints now. We are into simp mode, because we are going to simp over Odysseus here. Just him using the wind bag and knowing that he can section out the wind based on the first time he figured out how to use the wind bag and everything, and someone opening it, saving the wind for another day, etc. So he has some ideas of how this would work, and not as a jetpack. So actually, teeth and jaws are a lot stronger than people think they are. This still seems absolutely insane, but it's so insane in a cool way, of him just pulling on the sails, the sail rope with his teeth to steer, so that way his hands are free to just shoot wind at Poseidon.
Forever be comrade.
And just, oh.
Every one of my friends, almost all of whom were slaughtered by your hand. 600 strike!
Again, 600 strike, shouting out, again, we have never seen this throughout the rest of the entirety of Epic the Musical, but shouting out your super powered move name. Why? But now we're getting into the most ridiculous part of 600 strikes. So let's again, I have to try to think that Poseidon is not a god in Epic the Musical. Not a god. Poseidon is just a very magical, very powerful being, and not, say, one of the top 3 masters of, like, oh, it's still so hard. But Duvet Box does make it look really amazing for what it is. Just catching it and
You idiot. Can't you see? You sealed your fate just to beat me. You released my storm when you opened that bag. Blocked your one-way home. Now you'll never get back.
so why didn't Poseidon just leave right here? He could have literally just left, turned into water or some shit. Where did all of his power go? But at the same time. Sorry, I'm going to be pausing through a lot of these shots because my goodness, Duvet Box.
You're going to call off that.
Just look at these shots and how intense and determined Odysseus looks. He legitimately looks absolutely terrifying. But not in a cocky, confident way like Ximena does in Different Beasts. This is a completely different kind of terrifying. Still kinda hot, though.
Storm.
Especially that picture.
Or what? You can't kill me. Exactly. Wait.
I know I've already said it so many times, but Poseidon could have just summoned water and blasted Odysseus off of this rock. He could just summoned water and put Odysseus in a little water globe and then watched him drown. He could have he him being absolutely helpless makes no goddamn sense.
Wait. How does it feel to be helpless? How does it feel to know pain? I watched my friends die in horror, crying as they were all slain. I heard their final moments, calling their captain in vain. Look what you turned me into. Look what we've become. Enough. All of the pain that I've been through. Haven't I suffered enough? You didn't stop when I begged you. Told me to close my heart. You said the world was dark. Didn't you say that ruthlessness is mercy upon our hearts? All right.
Now again, if this wasn't leading into the murder of the suitors and was a completely different story, and Poseidon, these two characters weren't Odysseus and Poseidon, this would be an absolutely amazing scene with really great writing and everything. But when put into context of the Odyssey, it really detracts from the actual story Epic wants to tell. I mean, we already know Odysseus is a monster, and this is the moment where he's finally like, "Yep, I'm gonna blame you for everything." So again, he doesn't take responsibility for himself in the slightest throughout the entire goddamn story. Which has been Odysseus's problem. But again, he started as a monster. He was already a monster. Before we got to this point, he was just like a trash fire level of monster. Now he's full on dumpster fire. But he's a dumpster fire with wheels now. so he can go and give, like, shit to everyone else. Like, he can become everybody else's problem now. And he is going to become everybody else's problem now.
Please.
That would never happen.
After everything you've done, how will you sleep at night? Next to my wife.
And again, if this was any other story, and these were any other characters but Odysseus and Poseidon, and this was the actual climax of the story, this would be absolutely outstanding. It's within the context that is bad. But the actual writing and stuff, if it were put to something, say, original or maybe a different fan fiction base or different inspirational material, it would make so much more goddamn sense. And it would still be really fucking amazing. And just Odysseus being covered in blood and the solemn but relieved expression. That's at least how I'm interpreting this. Is he thinks it's all finally over. They can just go. It'll be fine. That's what I'm getting from this anyway. Oh man. But again, I really like Epic the Musical, no matter my problems with it. It's a concept album. So my problems are just critiques that hopefully in a final release version, if we ever get that, will most of them will hopefully be fixed. Maybe the message will come across a lot more clearly. Maybe we won't just get a, "Oh, I wanna incorporate this anime into this, and I'm going to force it no matter how awkward it feels," sort of thing. But still, that's such a good line, like, being asked, "How are you going to sleep at night?" And then Odysseus just like, "Next to my wife." Like, top tier line. Top tier. Absolutely adore that. Well, that was the Vengeance Saga. Oh boy. Oh, thank God. It is it's over. We can go to the very last saga now, which is by far one of my absolute favorites. Ah, it's such a good saga. And it has so many amazing songs in it, even if the context of one of the songs is absolutely disgusting. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, comment, etc. I will try to have the Ithaca Saga up on my Patreon early, so if you're watching this on the premiere on YouTube, Ithaca will hopefully be available on Patreon in either later today or possibly by Thursday, I'm hoping. Depends on how much time I have for editing. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.